What is up, guys? This is Raiders Empire here, and today I'm bringing you another video. These last couple weeks or so, I've been asking you guys to leave me some Q&A questions on Instagram, so today I'm just going to be answering some of the ones that you guys had for me. The first question comes from DeLeon Raider. Shout out Dad, no free shout outs. Shout out the boy Will Compton, free shout out. Now, DeLeon Raider asks, how far did the Raiders go this year? Now, obviously, that depends on a whole bunch of different variables. We need our coaches and our coordinators to be clicking as well as players on the field. We're going to have a really young team with a lot of young starters and guys that need to make that leap this year. One of those guys being Cleveland Fro. We're going to need him to make that jump this year, as well as Trayvon Mullen being our cornerback one, obviously. And I think we're going to need to draft strong as well. If we can have a draft class similar to last year, with that kind of talent and production, then I think we're going to be a force to reckon with. You know, obviously last year we started off 6-4 through 10 games, and we kind of declined at the end. Play declined, injuries plagued us at the end of the year. In order to be a good team, we need to overcome those adversities. There is no excuses for being 6-4 through 10 games and not making the playoffs. I think we have a real shot at a wild card spot this season, and I think how far we go depends on how we click as a team this season, how much help we can get offensively at the wide receiver position through the draft. Obviously, our secondary is going to be huge with the quarterbacks in our division. I think overall, the success that we have this year will depend on coaching, productivity, guys making the leap in year 2, and adapting well to our new home in Vegas, and playing well with good culture right out the gate. I don't think there are any excuses this year. We had a really good free agency period, obviously picking up guys for our linebacking core like Kwiatkowski and Littleton, developing a secondary with Randall, Heath, Abram coming back this year, Mullen at CB1. We're going to have some guys in the draft, obviously. I think if all of those guys can click, the coaching clicks, and everything goes well for us, I think we can be a really good team this season. But as Raiders fans know, we can't get our hopes up yet, but we are looking good on paper. Now, building on top of that, it's a perfect segue into my next question from Sleepy_Soulless on Instagram, which is my win prediction. Now, my floor, I would say probably 7-9, probably repeating last year just because we're in a new area, we got new players. It might take a little bit to develop these guys or get these guys meshing with each other in the locker room, on the field, etc. We're a young team, a lot of new players, a lot of new guys. So I could see a 7-9 record, but I think realistically we're in the 8-8 to 10-6 range, anywhere from there. But I think my win prediction this year is going to be 9-7. I think we have an easier schedule than we did last year. Last season we were on the verge of playoffs the entire season. We were in the playoffs through 10 games, and we kind of just collapsed at the end. I still see us being a good team. I can see us being on the verge of playoffs all year, or in the playoff conversation, probably in a wild card. I'd say that my ceiling is probably anywhere from 11-5 to 10-6. Plus, we're in a new home, new area. It's going to be a lot of adapting this year for us. But 9-7 doesn't sound too bad to me. I think overall we could be a wild card team. The next question I got is from Ray24 Ruiz. Would you rather draft Kenneth Murray or Patrick Quinn? Now, this is nice because we addressed a lot of our linebacking needs in free agency with Kwiatkowski and Littleton. However, it would be a nasty tandem with Patrick Quinn or Kenneth Murray back there with those guys. But I like the way that Kenneth Murray plays, and I think he'd mesh really well with the guys that we have on our team. He's a hard hitter. I think Kwiatkowski's a really hard hitter. He's a nice guy. 2 brutes. And Littleton obviously is fast, but he's got nice ball skills. He's good in coverage. There won't be any need to draft a linebacker in round 1. But if we were going to, or one of them fell to us, I would like to take Murray over Quinn. Patrick Quinn plays fast. He's speedy. He's sideline to sideline type linebacker. But because of our free agency acquisitions and the help that we've had there, I think we're going to go ahead and pass on both these guys, but I don't think you could go wrong with either one of them. The next question that I got is from J2 Slimy. He asks me, what is your favorite college football team? I'm not a big college football guy. I like watching college football close to the draft and late in the year because I like seeing the prospects. I love the coaching in college football. Coach O, Saban, Swinney, but I'm a big football guy anyway, so I watch as much football, college or NFL as I can. This next question is from my boy Jake. Free shout out, Jake Reggio, it's a boy. He says, not a question, but this year is going to be so revolutionary for this franchise and I cannot wait. I agree 100%. I think this is going to be a turning point for us. I'm super excited for this year. We're in a new home, new city, same fan base. It's going to be loyal as ever. I'm super excited for this season. I'm super excited to watch some Raiders ball. I'm super duper excited to see these new young players. We got a young team. We got a lot of talented guys. This is going to be an awesome year. I'm excited. The next question comes from the 415 Villain, and he asks, are y'all finally going to make it to the Super Bowl and make my dream come true? You and me both, bro. Raiders Rap. Shout out Raiders Rap. Make some of the dopest edits on Instagram. asks me, how are we going to add a safety? Now, this was pre-Randall signing, so there you go. That's how we're going to add a safety. Also, I think we'll probably add one in the draft, hopefully. I think Kyle Duggar is one of the best-kept secrets in the entire draft, and I think he's underrated, and I think wherever he goes, he's going to ball out. So, if the Raiders took Kyle Duggar, I would not be mad at that. Wall Drop Christian asks, when are we going to get a safety? Heath, not a starter. See my last answer. This person says, how do you think the Raiders could become contenders for the Super Bowl? I think to become contenders for the Super Bowl, first off, we have to find a way to stop Patrick Mahomes, stop the other teams in our division before we even worry about getting to the playoffs and stopping other teams in the playoffs. I think we need to hit on all of our draft picks. Last year, obviously, we need a couple of those kind of drafts. Great coaching, great coordination, and we need everything on every cylinder to be clicking completely. If all the cylinders click in the right way, I think we can contend, but not for a little bit. Now, this next question says, will we pass on Lamb or Jeudy or Ruggs? I think there's a strong chance we pass on one of them if there's a player we really, really like at 12, like Derek Brown from Auburn or Jeffrey Okudah from Ohio State or someone like that, a guy that we just can't pass up defensively. However, if we are going offense, I do not think we pass up on a wide receiver, especially not one of those three. Next question. Raiders News asks me my favorite Raider of all time. I would say that my favorite Raider of all time is probably Tim Brown. Growing up, obviously I was 2 years old when we made the Super Bowl with Timmy, but my dad just loved Tim Brown, got me on all his stats, all his highlights. I saw everything, and he really made me just fall in love with football. However, there are dudes that I absolutely love, like Lyle Alzado, Jack Tatum, Lester Hayes, guys like that just completely embody the silver and black. Charles Woodson is another big one. I will say, however, though, as I was growing up watching football, running back was my favorite position, so there are guys like Darren McFadden, Adrian Peterson, Matt Forte, guys like that really just got me to fall in love with the sport of football itself. Now, Chris Wysong asks me, free shout out, Chris Wysong, absolutely free shout out. That's the boy right there, go follow him. The age-old question, CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy? Now, this is a tricky one because Lamb is my favorite player in the draft. I love Lamb. I think he's one of the most explosive receivers in the draft. I think he's a stud. He has the potential to break away at any point of the game, at any moment, any play, any part of the field. I love the dude. I love what he brings to the table. I love him in the red zone especially. But I do think Jerry Jeudy is the superior fit for our offense just because we run a West Coast offense, and this dude creates separation like nobody's business. His routes are crazy being compared to Mari Cooper, who obviously we all know. He's just a stud route runner that finds ways to get open, and utilizing the middle of the field as much as we do with tight ends and everything, I think it would be awesome to slip this guy in the slot, slip this guy on the outside. He can play either one. He's just a baller. Both of them are ballers. I could take either one, honestly. King Spot On Perfect says, what if we traded for Marvin Jones Jr.? I think that Tyrell and Marvin Jones Jr. are kind of carbon copies of each other. I think they'd both be complementary pieces for our offense. But I could see Tyrell and Marvin Jones Jr. with Renfrow in the slot. That seems like a dirty tandem too. Give Carr some weapons. Our tight ends are amazing. I guess I wouldn't mind it. It just depends what we give up. Caden454 says, I've been hearing the Raiders will take Jeudy. How do you feel on that? Honestly, if CeeDee Lamb goes to the Jets at 11, I wouldn't mind taking Jeudy. Or someone trades up and snags these receivers, I wouldn't mind Jeudy. Obviously, you know what I just said about CeeDee versus Jeudy debate. I like them both. You can't go wrong with either one. Jeudy will be a better fit for our offense, but CeeDee is too flashy and too nice to pass up. He brings a bigger spark to our offense. That's all for the questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. I plan on doing a couple more of these because these are a lot of fun to do. So keep your eye out for more content that I do. Me and my buddy might be starting a podcast soon, so keep an eye out for that. And the next time I see you guys, it'll be draft day. So take it easy. Raider Nation, love you guys.